La mecha team robot jo. Dilo. Ah.
Stressed? Anxious? Vaping nicotine can increase feelings of stress and anxiety. So if you're vaping to help your stress, you could be caught in a loop and making it worse. Vaping nicotine. It's a breath of stress air. See for yourself. breathofstressair.com.
In the fourth, they had Looney and Draymond out there together. I was wondering if you could describe a little bit how different it is defensively when they play two bigs versus when they go smaller and more shooting on the floor.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's basketball. Got to make adjustments, read the game. They play two bigs. Looney and Draymond has been effective for them most of the playoffs. Looney dominated the offensive glass tonight. So you understand why he's in that game, and Draymond is Draymond. So we just got to do a good job of running our offense, making our reads, and then let the game decide for itself.
First row on the left, Kevin.
Kevin O'Connor from The Ringer. Jalen, every single year of your career, you've made progress as a ball handler, and of course, in this postseason, there's been some ups and downs, but your efficiency still as a shot creator in isolations has continued to trend up. What's your assessment of how you've developed at creating out of isolations when it comes to really feeling out scoring and facilitating?
Just being a basketball player, just coming out being aggressive.
Hello.
Using what I can do best, my skill set, to get to my spots, and just overall being aggressive. Every year, you can say I got better, or every year you can say I got more opportunity. Look at it both ways. So for me, I just come out, just play my role, and do what I need to do to help my team win.
Row on the left.
Melissa Rowland, Fox Sports. When Ime was asked about tonight's win, he brought up the word resiliency. He said, that's been the theme for you guys all season long. What makes you guys so resilient?
Just the guys in that locker room. We battle tested. We've been through a lot. We've been through a lot of experience, a lot of losses. So we know what it takes to win. So I give credit to every guy in that locker room from top to bottom. We got a great, resilient group, and the chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So everybody comes to work every single day, not just players, but coaching staff, medical staff, weight training, everybody. So it's an all-around collective effort every single night, and everybody did their job.
Sixth row on the right.
Jared Weiss, The Athletic. When you got that steal early in the fourth quarter and you kicked ahead to Peyton, did you see Peyton through there? Were you trying to pass it to him?
Yeah, we got the steal. Peyton was open, made the play for the layup.
On the left.
Hey, Jalen. Cameron Buford, Voice of the Fans. Congratulations on the win. I wanted to ask you, if you think back to Team USA, when you teamed up with Derek White, what was your impression of Derek White at that time? And then how has he changed your impression of him since he's been here on your team?
Derek White is a baller. He has been for a while. San Antonio, he's had great series and playoff runs and things. He's definitely a player that can elevate his level at any time. And I've known that before I played with him at USA, but even learned more from him at USA. He's just a baller. Certain people get up for moments and have the ability to just outplay the scouting report and just can flat out hoop. So credit to D. White, man. He can ball.
Back row on the far right.
Hey, Jalen, back here. Joe Varden from The Athletic. We understand that Derek is quiet, but whether it was when everybody was in China or training camp in Vegas that year, or when he got traded to you in Boston. Do you have a favorite off-the-floor story about Derek and meeting him and things like that?
Yeah, we got some stories, but overall, Derek is just a great guy. He's quiet, but like if you get close enough to him, he'll warm up to you. He'll say some jokes, some dad jokes and stuff like that. So Derek is a great guy, and he fit right in as soon as he got to Boston, and it was just like automatic. So we're lucky to have him.
Two more questions on the left here with Robert.
Bobby Manning, CLNS Media. Jalen, do you remember the first conversation you had with Ime about becoming a lead ball handler on this team? I felt like that was like his biggest emphasis, becoming head coach on this team, was you and Jason kind of taking over the playmaking duties. Was it as far back as maybe the World Cup run that you had with him?
Maybe not as far back as that, but definitely since Ime has been here, he's wanted to put the ball in my hands more so than any other point in my career, and I've made leaps just by getting that experience and things like that. And sometimes I make the wrong read. I'm human. I make mistakes, but I feel like if you put the ball in my hands more often than not, I'm gonna put ourselves in a good position to win. And tonight I got going in the fourth quarter, and I made some really great reads, and we was able to go on a run and helped us come back to win the game.
Last question, fourth row on the right, Tim Bontemps.
Tim Bontemps from ESPN. Two things quick, Jalen. First, you guys have talked a lot all year about being resilient. You said after Game 6 in Boston you were going to go to Miami and win in Game 7. What was kind of the feeling of you guys after that third quarter when you struggled again in terms of turning that around in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it at halftime. We knew they were going to come out in the third quarter, and they did. They came out great. But in those moments, once you realize that you allowed somebody to do something that you didn't want them to, once you realize that either you can go two ways, you can let it snowball, or you can play to the next play and figure things out. And we just kept playing. We just kept figuring it out. We kept playing basketball, and we found a way to win.
And you said after Game 7, when you were sitting up there with Al in Miami, that everybody was thrilled for Al to get a chance to have this opportunity to be here in the finals. What was it like for you guys to see him really take over down the stretch there and kind of flip this game around for you guys?
Phenomenal. That's what we need. That's what we want. We want that veteran leadership to carry us over. Al had a bunch of great looks. We encouraged him to keep taking them. And he came out his first finals game.
You always wear a suit to the dentist?
Yeah, man, this is serious stuff.
I want to thank Snap Sports. Without this, wouldn't be possible. Appreciate you guys very much.
He's not even in my league. Like, put somebody else on me because he's trash.
Here's what NBA players actually think about Jason Tatum. And what LeBron said about him went so viral, it became Tatum's new nickname. During the 2018 playoffs, LeBron found out Tatum ain't the little kid he used to be. Because Tatum unleashed the biggest play of his career on LeBron. And you'd think LeBron would be salty. But what he said after the game let the world know Tatum was next up.
With Jason, I just love everything about the kid, the way he plays the game, his demeanor, and I just know he's built for stardom.
Now, getting praised by a GOAT was already one of Tatum's biggest accomplishments. But once Tatum became an NBA superstar, LeBron crowned him with a nickname. During a Lakers vs. Celtics matchup, Tatum took over, dropping 41 points. And afterwards, LeBron was so impressed, he just had to post about it, saying, "That boy to the left of me is an absolute problem. Keep going, young king." And that post went so viral, the problem became Tatum's nickname. But LeBron's not the only superstar who's closely watching Tatum. Players all around the league, even NBA legends, have a lot to say about Tatum. But not everybody has something good to say. Bam Adebayo makes sure every single year he reminds Tatum who daddy is. Cause a few years ago, Tatum tried to humiliate Bam, and well,
working against Butler, got downhill, couldn't punch it. Bam says, "Get it out of here."
Bam single-handedly embarrassed him. That became the best play of Bam's career. But winning that playoff game wasn't enough. Every time the anniversary of that play comes around, he just has to let Tatum know what's good.
I'm petty. So the first thing in my mind was like, oh, I'm going to talk my shit to him. Every year I send him the anniversary picture like, dog, happy anniversary, man. Like, I appreciate you. Like,
Damn, Bam, that's cold. But it's definitely not as crazy as what Kevin Durant said about Tatum. Cause what he said about him has me thinking Tatum might be the next GOAT. Now, honestly, I thought KD would hate him. I mean, Tatum's literally dropped 50-point games on KD's forehead, swept him in the playoffs, and embarrassed him so badly, NBA legends think Tatum's better than him. But for the first time ever, KD didn't try to defend himself on a burner. In fact, not only did KD tell Tatum he was a future Hall of Famer, KD thinks Tatum will end up one of the greatest ever.
I started to tally mark, the matchups.
Yeah.
I'm like, I had series against Kobe, LeBron, Tim Duncan. Jason Tatum is in that conversation now because he's that elite level of player already at 23. And I'm like, all right, I can see where this going. It was an honor to play against him.
Damn, an MVP, two-time champion, and one of the greatest scorers in NBA history is saying it was an honor to play against a 23-year-old? That's how you know Tatum's something special. But something you didn't know is that Damian Lillard's comment on Tatum has him facing a $50,000 fine. After Tatum destroyed the Blazers, dropping 33 points, a reporter asked Lillard what he thought about Tatum.
I see his training videos. I know he works on this game. And when you put all those things together, you get to moments like tonight where we down one, take a shot that I was comfortable with and I miss, and he comes down and makes his. That shows the growth, and the level of player he is. You got to give credit to him and his growth as a player.
But after Lillard praised Tatum, fans began speculating that this was more than just a compliment. It was tampering. Headlines exploded that Tatum and Lillard stayed in contact. So people started to think Lillard was recruiting Tatum to the Blazers. Right after news broke, the two even teamed up in the Olympics. And recently, Lillard couldn't help but tweet about Tatum's playoff performances. So NBA Twitter went to work, photoshopping the two players as teammates. But keep in mind, NBA players aren't allowed to discuss potential moves while under contract. And we've seen fines happen to players who violate the tampering rule. So if Lillard's secret conversations and praise for Tatum are more than what it seems, Lillard could face a $50,000 fine just for talking about Tatum. But at least nobody got humiliated for that conversation, because what Paul George said about Tatum came after Tatum almost ended his career.
Tatum drives George right there. Tatum gets a wide open look and knocks it down.
Oh my god, Tatum damn near made Paul George play Twister. I already know George was out there somewhere saying,
Yeah, that's a bad shot.
But in public, he laughed it off and let the world know he expects Tatum to keep humiliating him.
This wasn't the first time I was on the Tatum highlights, so it won't be the last, I'm sure. But he's special, man. He's a special talent.
Now, at least Paul George has only dealt with Tatum for a couple years. Bradley Beals had to deal with Tatum his entire life.
We grew up together, so we both went to the same high school. Moms knew each other. I would always tell Jason when he was younger, you're going to be a million times better than me. And to see it happening as fast as it is really crazy.
Now, Beal's seen Tatum's potential for decades, but after Beal saw what Tatum accomplished this season, he thinks Tatum will become a face of the NBA. Beal admires Tatum's talent and his confidence on the court. And the funny thing is, Beal's the one that created this beast. Yeah, when Tatum was a kid, Beal told him, go be the best player to touch a basketball. And well, not only did Tatum listen, he also subscribed to Hoopflix. Yeah, that's how he turned into a superstar. So aren't you trying to be like Tatum? Come on, man, subscribe. Anyways.
We missed you Monday.
Yeah, I miss you guys too.
Do you know who Wally Pippen would Steph a Finals MVP, but not one of the two Durant got? The Finals MVP Steph should have gotten is the one LeBron actually should have gotten, but somehow Andre Iguodala.
Right.
That's the 2015 one. I believe it should have gone to LeBron. 4 of the 11 voters agreed with me. But there's been one losing player win Finals MVP ever. It was Jerry West, the very first Finals MVP ever given out. Since then, they've given out 52 of them. They've all gone to someone on the winning team. So if it had to be a Warrior, the 2015 one clearly should have been Steph, not Iguodala. It's ridiculous Iguodala won it. Now, to the point with Draymond and KD and Steph and all of them.
All right.
KD played better in those finals and deserved Finals MVP. But Steph was the guy the Cavs were more concerned about.
Right.
And Steph was the guy, he deserves credit for setting his ego aside enough, if you will, to welcome KD in,
Right.
to not worry that KD was going to take his glory, his attention. Steph had just won unanimous MVP and had just beaten KD in a 7-game series. So Steph gets credit for all that. And the fact that they're back here again speaks to Steph's value. Steph just changes the geometry of the court. You just have to guard so much more space with Steph out there, which creates easier driving lanes, easier looks for everybody else. I don't blame Durant for getting pissed that Draymond keeps picking at this scab. And Draymond obviously exaggerated the point. And no one should undersell how good KD was in those finals. But it also was an element of playing 2K on rookie mode. There was an element of ease for everyone involved with the Warriors, most notably Durant, because he was kind of allowed to play his own game.
Right.
When the Warriors already had this system. So here's what I think, and we talked about this a lot on the TV show, so I don't want to get into it too heavily here. We're doing the 50 greatest players of the last 50 years on the podcast, all right?
All right.
Every single guy in the top 15 on that list has a finals MVP except for Steph and Dr. J. Dr. J, however, won the ABA equivalent twice. Dr. J spent half his career in the ABA, then came over to the NBA, won a title in the NBA with Moses. Moses won that finals MVP. So essentially, every guy that we consider a pantheon guy that played their career post the finals MVP existing has one, except for Steph. So it's not an irrelevant thing. He does, I don't want to say he needs one, but it would be odd and a little awkward for him if he goes to 6 finals and never wins finals MVP. And let me give the audience some gambling advice here, because I see no scenario where the Warriors win and Steph doesn't get it.
Right.
So here's the gambling advice. Right now, if you want to bet the Warriors to win the title, it's around minus 155. So you'd have to bet $155 to win 100. If you want to bet Steph to win finals MVP, it's even money. So you'd bet $100 to win 100. If you think the Warriors are going to win the title, just bet Steph to win finals MVP. Because Clay is not going to, I don't think Clay can have 4 great games. Draymond's not getting it. Poole's not getting it. I understand people are like, no one would have thought Iguodala could have gotten it. That's true, but it also, he shouldn't have gotten it. They won't make the mistake again. If the Warriors win, Steph's going to win finals MVP. All right, what's next?
Okay. We're into the top 15 of your top 50 players in the last 50 years.
Yeah.
Clay, Draymond, and Tatum aren't on the list.
Yeah.
Before the finals start, would you like to admit that some of these guys should be on there, or are you going to take up for Tiny Archibald?
All right, your issue with Tiny Archibald, especially
is that I don't know him.
Well, I mean, it's just you picking on Tiny Archibald's unnecessary. I mean, led the league in points and assists in the same year, played for the Kansas City Kings, mind you. But set that aside. Tatum's got a long ways to go before he could be on the list.
Okay.
Draymond and Clay, here's how I would look at it. Dennis Rodman's on the list. Of those 3 guys, Draymond's the guy who is the closest to making it. I would have Draymond ahead of Clay. Okay. Clay missed those 2 years. Clay also doesn't have the individual accolades Draymond does, the Defensive Player of the Year stuff. I have Dennis Rodman on the list. When Draymond's career is all said and done, if I do this again in 25 years, especially if they win another ring, would he be on it? Probably yes. The 75 of the last 75. Does he deserve to be on it right now? No. We're taking off Carmelo? Carmelo was 49. Bernard King was 50. So let's just, I know you don't know who Bernard King is. So let's just take off Carmelo. Are we saying Clay, Draymond, or Jason Tatum had better careers than Carmelo? The answer is no. So no, my list is good. Everyone's mad about the Luka thing on the list, which I knew people would be, but it still bothers me they're mad about it. All right, what's last?
Okay, so this is great. Got a tennis topic for you.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Nadal won an epic match against Djokovic Tuesday in Paris.
Yeah.
If he wins another Grand Slam, does this cement him into the tennis goats, into being a championship next year? The Lakers, the Clippers, or
FaceCheck is an overlay program found on Overwolf, which I'm sure most of you have by now, that provides you with a lot of information to make it easier for you to approach.
To who could be. If the Warriors lose, it's going.
Next team standing by for launch.
Right foot.
Hey, so big guy, after this I think it's time I get my own 70 name. No. Now just stay with me here. Like what about the Infiltrator or the Hunter? Oh, the Legend.
You want me to call you the Legend?
Oh, so we got one vote for the Legend. Great. Yeah, we'll come back to it. Foundation, we need your help. We're pinned down, outnumbered 10-1 and low on ammo. I need you to find us a way. Oh, actually, hang on. Foundation is, Yeah, we're good.
Man, get in the game right now. I'm staying lobby, actually.
This was a stealth mission.
They're quiet now.
I mean, that's true, but...
But what?
Nothing.
I'm staying lobby.
All shields disabled. We're good to move.
You disabled the backup generators?
Got all 3.
All 4?
Yep, all 4. Just 1 second.
We good now?
We are good.
We're in.
Oof. Origin, you are not gonna like this. The Imagine Order has full schematics for our mech. Weapons, comm systems, battle plans.
Copy that.
Okay, you don't sound concerned.
They may have the plans. We have the pilot.
Gunner pod activated.
You just punched that guy through a wall. And it was a little I'm glad you're on our side. Base? Why are we still getting elevated energy readings? Origin, what's the story here?
I'm not seeing anything. Should just be an anomaly.
I don't like it.
The scientist tells me he reinforced your suit for 0-point travel.
You know the plan.
I can't say I'm surprised. We'll support you from here if we can.
Turn navigation support enabled.
Disable navigational support.
In 300 meters, turn left at the moon.
Disable.
Navigational support disabled. Service required on part number 587A31.
What? Hold on. Ignore service request. I think the windshield wipers will hold for another hour or so.
Stand by for mission briefing.
Attention crew. The Seven have intercepted communications from Geno intended for Dr. Sloan. We believe the Imagined Order's weapon system will reach critical mass sooner than expected. If we don't stop it now, all life on the island will be destroyed. Leading the mission will be the finest mech captain in all reality. She'll be behind the controls. You and your team will be on weapons. The bridge is yours, Paradigm.
Weapons team, listen up. Today, we're gonna put an end to the Imagined Order. For good. Our target is their weapon system, the Collider. Ground team, status.
Ground team, standing by. We'll have those shields down by the time you reach the island. After all, they do call me the Legend.
Uh-huh. Copy that. Stand by to engage launch sequence. Crew to battle station. Weapon system's hot. Now clear us a path through those rocks.
Collision warning.
Prepare for evasive maneuvers. Here we go. Prepare for re-entry. I'm taking her down. much time to hit the collider. Clear a path. I'll get us there. Legend? I thought you were on the case.
Yeah. Nothing we can't handle. Just as soon as we figure it out, we'll handle it. Yep, what he said.
Laser strike, 10 o'clock. Brace for impact. Divert power to Heartbreaker. Perfect strike. Take out those missiles. We're letting too many through.
Paradigm, come in. Do you copy?
Copy. Ugh, we're down. All systems damaged. We're not going anywhere without repairs.
Don't worry, I know a guy. It's your time to shine, buddy.
It's worth a shot. Divert power to emergency recovery system. I can't believe this is working. Really for the win. We are back online. The collider's charging up. We gotta move. Ah, brutes are the worst. Take them out.
We've eliminated the shields. The collider's exposed.
We're on our way. Light blade activated. I'll take out the blimp. You focus on the ground forces. All enemy forces have been eliminated. This is our chance. Divert power to blade strike. Hold on! Eject!
Power loss detected. Fuel systems offline. Weapon systems offline.
Can you hear me? Anybody hurt? Come on, on your feet, let's go. I don't think Sloane's too happy we're here.
I see you, Joe.
And she has a tank, so we gotta go. Stay down and follow me. Incoming fire!
You can't hide from me forever, Joe.
Help me take out those guards.
Systems at 45%.
0 point touches the crystals at the top of the collider. Everything ends.
The 0 point shifting realities. Keep your distance. Unless you want to go wherever that is.
Let's move.
No one leaves until all threats are eliminated. Take them out.
Incoming.
I got it. Hey! Over here! Teamwork! High five!
60% climbing. Come on. Come on.
You just don't know when to quit. So glad you're here. I finally get a chance to finish what I started.
Yes. Coming back online.
Copy that. Jones, buy us some time.
Wait. Hold your fire. Slow. You don't have to do this.
Always so dramatic. Any last words, Jones?
Look out.
I thought you could use a hand.
Welcome back, Paradigm.
Who is that?
The 0 point is focused on Geno. This is our best chance to find him.
Let's go!
Alright, it's up to you now. We don't have much time. Those crystals will detonate the 0 point. Take them out. Zero point almost to the top. Last one. That's it. We did it. Don't worry, I got you.